Welcome viewers, this is JC Byrne, author of The Hybrid Helix. Latest book, Shadow of Hyperion, out now. You can read it. It's very highly rated. It's only going to get lower ratings as time goes on, so you better read it before it gets worse. I also author of the upcoming new release Partial Function, which maybe you've heard about, maybe you haven't, but that's what we're here to talk about today. This is not a normal episode of book burning. Today I'm going to do an unboxing video, or I don't know, it's not a box, it's just a package, so I don't know if it still counts as an unboxing video, maybe an unwrapping video, but people don't do that, so I'm just going to call it an unboxing video for now. And I have not seen my author's proof of Partial Function yet, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the book. Hopefully I'm going to unwrap it, we'll see what it looks like together. It's very exciting, and in the meantime, go to jcmburn.com and sign up for my newsletter so you can get all the updates on what's happening in my world. I've got some new projects coming which involve more free stuff for you if you want it, and if you don't, that's okay. Like and subscribe this video. I know I haven't been making a lot of content lately. I'm a guy who's going to do a video when I have a thing that needs to be recorded, not every week or every Tuesday or anything like that. So if I don't have any good ideas, I will make videos, but when I have ideas, hopefully it'll be something you enjoy. And honestly, I've been writing and working on books. I had 2 books come out in like 3 months, which is not sane. Anyway, so what is Partial Function? I'm going to read the synopsis because unlike Wistful Ascending, this has a good synopsis, I think. So, If Taken starred Michelle Yeoh and was set on a Jurassic Park-inspired cradle. Monster hunter Akina Azur inherited the most powerful weapon in the martial world before retiring to a peaceful life raising her twin daughters. The Reaver has them kidnapped, thinking Akina will trade that weapon for their safe return. Will she? Or will she use it to wreak a terrible retribution on the men who took her girls? You get one guess. So this is a Wuxia-inspired fantasy novel, straight fantasy. This is not a science fiction book. This is not a Hybrid Helix book. I think I just described it. I don't know a better way to put it. There are reviews out already. You can look on Goodreads. You can look at the Irresponsible Reader. He's got a lovely review of this book from, I send people advanced copies. And it's a fantasy novel about a mom. So people have been complaining about not enough action moms in fantasy literature. So I thought, I'll write one because I like doing that sort of thing. And I got the idea in a very brief period of time. I think from the time I got the first idea to the time I started writing chapter 1 was less than 2 weeks. And this happened almost a year ago, actually. Over a year ago. It was last October. And I basically wrote this book I didn't have time to get the editing done. So I actually wrote this before I wrote Shadow of Hyperion. But it's coming out now because I didn't have a chance to get the cover done. I didn't have a chance to get the editing done. Totally just bad timing on my part. Anyway, the book's getting a lot of positive reviews so far. There is a free chapter available if you want to read chapter 1 and just sort of get a feel for what it's like, because chapter 1 is very representative of the book as a whole. There'll be a link in the description to a place where you can go and download the first chapter for free. No obligations on your part. Okay. So I thought the cover to this book was phenomenal. I was very pleased. See, this is the package from Amazon. Up. I got stuff coming out. I got little white fluffies. We hate white fluffies. Okay. And now this is an author's proof. It's going to have like a bar across the front. That's not going to be. So if you bought this book when it comes out and you ordered it, you would not have this bar. This is specifically for a proof copy, which basically prevents me from getting it cheap and then reselling it, I guess. I don't really know. I don't know why they do it. I find it very annoying. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at the angry boy. The big boy is angry. And there's Akina Azur, who I modeled after a younger Michelle Yeoh. This is beautiful. And she uses a martial art called Infinity Bagua, which is based on something which is super interesting to me, but probably to no one else. I'll explain a little bit later in this video. The name of the book is part. This is a standalone. This is a complete story. There's a beginning, and the first few pages, and then there's a middle in the middle part, and then there's an end. And it even says the end. And there may be more books about these characters in the future, but it is not a continuing story with a continuing storyline the way maybe even the Hybrid Helix is, although that's also much more of a series of standalones than a traditional series would be. This is a shorter book. It's only about 320 something pages. 320 pages. 320 pages, and they're all full of words. It's very exciting. And like I said, you see this gray bar that says not for resale. So if you bought this book, it would not have the gray bar. But you can see this is the cover image. And then on the back, you get the full version of the cover art without any of the writing on it. And here you get the synopsis, you get a barcode, very exciting. I don't know why there's a barcode, but they put it on there. Amazon does. It's my website, jcunburn.com. The Gnost House is my imprint. It doesn't mean anything. On the cover you can see this little infinity symbol, and the subtitle is An Infinity Bagua Technique, which will make more sense to you if you read the book. Like I said, Akina Azur is the current grandmaster of a martial art called Infinity Bagua, which has a storied history in this world, and it's beautiful. It doesn't have a strong scent. Leslie, the nerdy narrative, always smells her books, and I am taking a page out of her, no pun intended, out of her playbook. Not a strong scent. This is all print on demand. It's super interesting technology. Basically means, Amazon goes along and when you order it, they print it right then. So, man, this is fabulous. Look at that. This is my first time seeing it in person. I mean, I saw the images, obviously, and the spine came out good. It's my name, Burn. There's the symbol, partial function. Oh, yeah. The not for resale bar, like it goes right over the F in function, the FU in function. Yeah, there's not it's not a special edition. I don't have a ton of like interior art or anything. I can't afford that. I can barely afford what I'm doing. So I'm sorry. If this is successful, I'd love to do a Kickstarter and get a special fancy edition with a hardcover and the dust jacket and interior art and stuff like that made up. But that's a pipe dream. I'm not promising that. So I wrote this book. I just got bounced out of Spiff, but Wistful Ascending had just lost the first round of the self-published fantasy blog off the contest, and the judge didn't pick another book over it. That's fine. People have taste. They're allowed to, make that's literally what a judge has to do. They have to make those sort of decisions. But I felt it didn't. I wanted it to do better. Okay, I don't know what to say. I'm not going to say it deserved to do better. I wanted it to do better, and I thought maybe if I write an actual fantasy novel that actually makes sense, like it has a pitch. Because Wistful Ascending is very hard to pitch. It's very hard to say in one sentence what it's about. It's not about a thing. So it's very tricky to talk about. And I think that's part of what hurts it in marketing and advertising terms. And I thought maybe I can come up with an idea for a story that is actually like a pitch, like there's a strong through line, and what they call like an A plot, right? That's very clear. And this one has one, right? Kina, daughters are kidnapped for reasons. She goes to get them back. Period. Right? There's not. Other stuff happens along the way, but really that's what the book is about. And at the end, you can figure out what happens. You can read the book and see for yourself. People generally have been happy with the ending. So I don't know what else I have to say about this. This is partial function. There's a lot of cute little math jokes in here. She uses a martial art based on and the infinity symbol. So what's the deal with Infinity Bagua? Bagua is an actual martial art. I've never studied it. I'm not an expert. I know about it from like reading people's descriptions. So that's the extent. I'm not claiming to be any kind of master of Bagua, but a big part of Bagua training, totally seriously, is walking in circles. You have to walk in a particular way, but you're basically walking in circles, training your body. It sounds strange, but that is really what they do. And so then there's another thing called an infinity walk, where you walk in a figure eight pattern or an infinity pattern, right? The pattern of an infinity symbol, like so. And that is actually used by people doing certain kinds of physical therapy. That's used as a warm-up for people in certain training modalities because it has an interesting effect on your nervous system to walk in that symbol. You're constantly changing direction. You have to focus on a point at a distance, which trains your eye, because the angle of your head. You're constantly readjusting your head to focus on a point that's constantly changing its orientation to your body because you're walking in this figure. And that all has neurological and physical effects that are valued. I'm not saying everyone who trains does infinity walks, but it is not an unheard of thing. It is a technique used by people in physical culture, and so I thought, what if you combine the two? What if people who did Bagua did walked, instead of walking in a circle, they walked in infinity? Now, actual Bagua practitioner might say this is actually not a smart idea. This would not work. And maybe they do. I'm not arguing that the people in real life should do it. I just thought it was a cool idea to combine these two real things from real physical practices and pretend that mixing them made them have a multiplicative effect. I don't know that it really would. Again, I don't really know Bagua. And of course, it's real Bagua practitioners don't summon visible coils of energy they can use to blast the heads off dinosaurs. But it's a fantasy novel. So in my fantasy novel, Bagua practitioners do in fact do that, and that's what happened in this book. This is not a dinosaur. This is it is vaguely a dinosaur. It's related to dinosaurs. No one in the books have yet revealed what these guys where they come from, or what they are, or why they look like dinosaurs. They're the wedge, and one of these days I'll explain. But it's not today. So this is a standalone. There is no real benefit when you read this to having read the Hybrid Helix. It's not going to add. It's not going to make you. You might go, this is familiar, but you're not going to actually understand the plot in any superior way from having read the Hybrid Helix. Of course, I think everyone should read the Hybrid Helix. I think it's great. But if you haven't, it won't detract from your understanding or enjoyment of this book. However, they are set. They are set they're set in the same universe, the same way that Friends and Law and Order are both set in New York. The characters are never going to meet. There's no interaction between the storylines, but they're in the same setting, globally speaking. This book takes place in a place that is mentioned in Wistful Ascending, but that we don't really see till Shadow of Hyperion. You don't need to have read those books to understand what's going on in here. It is set on a ring world, because I love ring worlds. I don't know why. I always have. Ever since I read Ring World, and I guess I think in the 80s, Larry Niven book, really fun book. Was it good? I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I loved it. I don't know that I would say it was good. Maybe it was great. I really don't remember. Yeah, Partial Function. Very exciting day for me. I got this a couple days ago, but then I was really shaggy, and I thought, if I'm gonna make a video, I should really get my hair cut before I'm revealing this. So I did. I got a haircut. I'm nice and clean, and now I'm covered in this white fluffy crap that came in this package. It's very sad. Anyway, Partial Function. You can pre-order the ebook right now. The paperback will be available on November 7th. And again, there's a link to a free download of the first chapter in comments. And look, if you read that first chapter and you're like, nah, don't buy this book, because that first chapter is very representative of the tone and the style and the storyline in the book. It doesn't have all the characters, but still. If you love that first chapter, you should really read the book, because, again, same reasons. It's very indicative. I hope you enjoy it and read the Hybrid Helix. And I'll be back with more book burning when I have more things to say about more topics. I owe everyone a story on why people read grim books. Not a story, a video. I'll get to that at some point, I promise. I've been really busy, and I'm working on, like I said, on a semi-secret project of free stories I want to give out, and that's been what's taking up my time lately. So have a great day. Read some great books. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find, if you love this, I hope you read this and love it. And if not, I hope you find other books that you love to read somewhere else. So take care. JC and Byrne, have a great day.